Please welcome to the Onyx Theater stage, David Alba and Paul Lavern Cummings.
Okay, you thought we were coming out in a wheelchair. We are supposed to be the two living legends, the American legend and the Cuban legend. Desi Arnaz Sr. says, David, why are you going to do the show in... What am I doing? Is that a bad spirit? Is that Desi telling me something? Oh, darling. Well, here's what happens. I thought, we are going to conduct an interview. Who better than myself? I know this gentleman as long as I know my partner, Paul Reiner, since 1970. We worked together, so it's a long time. And I thought he would be more at ease with the questions. Of course, I have been a celebrity interviewer for many years now for my website, which has won many awards. So I thought, well, I can MC the show because at Finocchio's, when Carol Wallace was sick, I was asked to MC the show. Even with my Cuban accent, I did it. And I was a celebrity interviewer for many years from a website. I got to interview, before he died, the great Buddy Ebsen, Robert Goulet, the great female impersonator from England, Danny LaRue, Ricky Renee, Jim Bailey, and the list goes on and on and on. So I thought, well, I can do the interview, but I don't want the questions to be biased because I like myself too much or I like him too much. So, well, if you don't like yourself, who's going to like you? So I found out that. So I contacted Carolyn, who is a book author. I said, will you please write 9 questions for him and 9 for me? And she faxed them 2 days ago, and I refused to look at them because I didn't want to learn what she. So I just sort of browsed quickly. I said, no, I'll do them. So we're going to ask some questions for him, and because hard times calls for harsh measures, and I couldn't get Norman Clark to interview this, so I'll ask myself the questions that Carolyn sent me. Well, you know, the economy is bad, dear. So, and later on in the show, a surprise, he's going to sing. He hasn't performed since 1982 when he retired from the artist. I kept going because he retired from drag, and I kept going. I said, oh no, I cannot retire. I keep going until I drop dead as an old lady with a red hat. Oh, the red hat is Ken Darling and Gafford. They make you the Queen Mary. Oh my dear, I have a senior moment. Anyway, they always follow me around. I said, they should have a boy too with a red hat, because the YMCA used to be for boys. Now they have YMCA and YWCA together. So anyway, I should do my question. Oh my God. This is being videotaped, and I was told that some of the transgender forums in different parts of the world would like us to make copies so they can sell this show to people in Germany, Africa. I get emails from all over the world from people who used to go to Finocchio's, and they send me things about him, about me, saying, I would like to come, but I live in Africa, it's very difficult to come. But there's a person who's coming, who came today all the way from Phoenix, and next week, yes, it's true, darling, the lovely Marianne Milano, who saw Lavern Cummings at Finocchio in 1968, she came especially to see you. And for my show in September, which I'll plug later, there is a lady, I feel so honored, she's flying from Holland. She bought 5 tickets, she said, I'm going to fly from Holland, come to Las Vegas on Saturday night, see your show on Sunday, and go back home. I said, my God, you know. Anyway, let me see what in the world. I hate you, darling. I should get, you know, I should thank all these people, otherwise I'll forget. They'll crucify me, the media. Yeah, the right things. I should say quickly, I won't do like people do at the awards, because they go on, they say the dogs and the horses and the music goes on. And, oh, I forgot my agent. No, I'm going to go quickly. Media publicity credits to Angela Gardner from the TG Forum, to Barbara Jean Jason, I hope she's here because she wrote an article about me in her magazine, the great Norman Clark, who was being advertising, Christy Jordan, who wrote a very nice article, Monty Rock III, and Frank Furtado. And then creating some of the DVDs you see for the show, Carolyn Olson, who is unfortunately in Sacramento. She couldn't come. My friend from Cuba, Agustin Blasquez, and an ex-co-worker friend of ours, Kenny Stewart from Finocchio, who's supposed to be here tonight. And he was the only boy dressed as a boy in the show. And he told me, David, before the show is over, do your takeoff on Joe Finocchio. I said, yes, and I'll do the impression of Mrs. Finocchio, but Mrs. Finocchio's voice is very hard to do because she sounded to me like Faith and Away when she was doing Mommy Dearest, Joan Crawford. But Mr. Finocchio's voice is charming, so I'll do that later before. You remind me through with all this. Thank you. Now, let's go to the questions. And then we'll play some more DVDs of our past. Lavern, this is for his all stage performance as a drag performer was Lavern. So he goes by the name of Paul now. But I don't want to get confused.
Lavern is my middle name.
I know, a middle name, but you always,
yeah,
you always use that for Finocchio's. In fact, his stage introduction was the form and grace and lovely face of our sophisticated song, the incomparable Mr. Lavern Cummings. That was his introduction. And this is me. I wasn't chopped liver either. In 1969, when I did Judy Garland at the Aragon Ballroom in Chicago, and I got to meet that real Judy Garland 8 months before she died, and she said to me, "Do you like me that much?" I said, "Yes, I do impersonations of you." And she said, "I would like to catch your show tomorrow, but I have to go on tour." And then my mom was in front of me, and she said to me, "Who is this lovely lady?" And she said, I said, "This is my mom, Tila." And now Judy Garland became Dorothy Gale of Kansas, and she said, "I wish I had a mother like you have." She walked away, and 9 months passed by, and she passed away. Oh my God. That's why I brought my Kleenex. I hope I don't ruin my makeup crying. So, and since that time, I have been doing Judy in tribute to her. Now, after a little bit of trivia, actually, however, yes, I have great respect for anybody who performs and does it from the heart, but there's a great difference. People who, in the old days, we used to call the word pantomime. Now they say lip sync. We had to sing live.
Always.
Always. If we had a good voice, or with a fever, or with a cold, or whatever, and we had to project with our voices, we didn't have that wonderful feeling to just put a record of Judy or Liza and just mimic. Well, I could have, when I think of all the thousands of dollars I lost in music, and he too, thousands of dollars for arrangements, we had to do at Finocchio's 4 shows a night, 3 arrangements per show, and those, at that time, they charged like 160, 180 per arrangement. I could have bought a vinyl record for $10, and I could have pantomimed to Over the Rainbow and licensed New York, New York Forever, and I would have saved a lot of money, but we didn't. So that's why I wanted this show to take place, so the people who have passed away, and there's so many, I wish I could just bring back here, Lucian, Elton Paris, Bobby DeCastro. It's so hard for me to do this show because everybody's dying on me. He's the only one alive with me. And if these people were here, I want you to know how hard they work on the stage. And in a way, maybe they can see us. I should do something funny about Mr. Finocchio now, so I don't cry here. Oh, Mr. Finocchio. Mr. Finocchio. Oh, Mr. Finocchio.
What a great old girl.
Yeah, well,
Yes.
Yeah, Mr. Finocchio, you know, he was a very nice gentleman.
Old school.
Beautifully dressed in a suit, you know, with a white mustache, balding with a short hair, and he would be standing, and his wife would be at the cash register taking the money. And Mr. Finocchio would be here you know, maybe your party, and he would take them. Nobody, if the boys who wanted to get a job in drag would know that, they would have flocked him more often. So he would come in, you know, and he would take. But that was a side of him that was very stern. I was sort of afraid of him because he was always so stern, you know. He wasn't the type of warm like Gina Lollobrigida or Sophia Loren. So when he would get mad, like now, I can see in heaven saying, I don't know whether this is Boya, Lavern, Cummings, and David Alba working out of a drag. What do they think they're doing? My club was made for the boy to work in the drag, and that's why we made a lot of money. Now, if my club was open and the worker out, and Lavern, Cummings, and David Alba are working out of drag, then the whole show, they want to come out dressed as boys, and my show will go down in the dumps. Well, that's the way he sounded. Well, now I don't have to cry. Now I can laugh in between the tears. I was afraid. I said, after they see these pictures, they'll say, what happened? I said, well, let me see here. Is everybody 18 anymore? No? So we are in the same boat.
Time waits for no one.
I know that. Well, we don't consider I'm between 40 and death. I can still create an illusion. Oh, far away. Oh, no, this. Far. Now I look pretty far. They said, don't get too close, don't get too close. I said, listen, dear. He said, if you get too close, they'll see lines, and they see your age. I said, yes, but then you show warmth like Judy Garland had. I don't want to be the Marina Dietrich. You know, she was darling, but she would stay like this. I know, darling. And then forget, she did a show at the Circus Star. There were some hippies making noises. And she says, darling, the show is here, not there. Oh my God. I mean, if they have cellular phone, she will go crazy nowadays. I better do a question for me. After all, I'm an orphan, so I better get a piece of the pie too. Let me see.
Kenny, if you're here, thank you for that lovely tribute.
Back here.
What? Oh, he's
You're
showing
welcome.
Lovely
Can you put the light for him?
Oh, way back here.
Oh no, he won't. He's too shy. He doesn't want to go make a comeback. Okay, it's okay. Kenny's too a wonderful ventriloquist. David's question. So, Carolyn, she says, how did you get in the art of female impersonation? Well, there we go again. In 1965, I was a teenager. I was a teenager once or twice. I was living in Chicago, just came from Cuba. Thank God I came from Cuba. My mom was alerted about that damn Castro who took the country, and he would kill people, and he would try to kill gay boys just because they were gay, and thanks to her, I got out on time. Anyway, so there I am in Chicago, a teenager, and I met this very famous hairdresser in Chicago by now, so many years. I forgot his name for people. Anyway, he says, I'd like to make you up for a Halloween drag ball at the Aragon Ballroom. That one. And then he took me to his house and he made me up. And he says, you look like Judy Garland. I said, can you sing? I said, well, yes, I can sing, but nobody can sing like Judy. But I refuse to lip sync. He says, you know what you do? Just put a record on and sing over her voice like a duet. So I got dressed in that costume. My grandmother, Maria, made it. It was taken from the movie Judy was supposed to do called Valley of the Dolls. And there was a replica. So I went and I did this actually 6 months after Judy died. And so that's how I started in Chicago. I played in different nightclubs, and then they said to me, you should go to San Francisco. The funniest, thank God I did. And Finocchio was there, so, and that's when slowly the doors opened, because being also a well-known hairdresser, I used to work with wigs and things like that. I got my foot at the door at Finocchio's by saying to Miss Finocchio was a hairdresser, so I got to go backstage. And I got to meet several of the boys in the show. He had his own hairdresser. I only did his wig once, but I did Carol Wallace's Wait, and Elton Paris, and The Great Illusion, and the list, René De Carlo, and the list goes on and on. And then when they found out that David could perform, then they got the word that, oh, Mr. Finocchio, oh, to his wife, oh, listen, Eva, there's a boy from Cuba, he sings in Spanish, you know. Lavern sings in English, but he can sing in Spanish. And when we have a tour buses, you know, from Colombia, from Cuba, Puerto Rico, David will fit the bill. So here, David became the bilingual singer, singing Spanish and English. Okay, he did two questions. Second question, then we play one of my activities. If I don't keep in order, I'll forget this here. And I say, oh my God. Tell us about your singing idols, Olga Antoni and Judy Garland, and did you ever meet them in person? Well, Olga Antoni were a very famous Cuban husband and wife team. And Olga Chorens, C-H-O-R-E-N-S. Her voice was like a Barbra Streisand in this country. And when I was a little boy, my parents would take me from my province of Camagüey to Havana to see Olga Antoni sing on TV and on the radio. And I established a little rapport. They had so many little boys that came to the TV show, but somehow I am like glue. Some people like me and some people don't like me. And Olga seemed to like me, and that image stayed in her mind. And about 1974, I went to Miami, and they were playing, and I took my mom and my partner Paul to see Olga Antoni. And I said, Olga, here's a picture of me taken in Cuba outside the CNQ TV. I said, you have so many boys that came to see you there. She says to her husband, Tony, honey, come here. I do remember this boy. Remember, this is the boy from Camagüey. I said, you remember me? I said, well, by the way, you know, I sing now professionally. Well, why don't you do a song? I said, I don't have my drag costume. She said, well, sing as a boy. So I got to sing for them. She said, next year you come, and I want you to get in drag. Well, imagine to have Olga Chorens, my idol. I would do one of her songs tonight in Spanish. She sat there, and she says, I want to hear a big star. And this little boy, not famous, she says, I want to see David because he does a better impersonation of myself than myself. I said, what do you mean? I said, well, I love you so much that when I see you, I sort of capture you. And you take yourself for granted. I know how you move your hands and your eyes and your hair. So we became friends throughout the years. Of course, I told her how I met Judy Garland earlier in Chicago, so that answers that question. So, what a wonderful segue. Maybe you can play my tribute to Judy Garland, which was taped about 4 years ago here at the Winchester Theater. And that bring me up to date, performing in Las Vegas. It's not fun when we get really old, we can just look and say, oh, I used to do, and then, oh, I have to tell you a story. We have to do some comedy a little bit here. And this is a real story. So when some of these performers who work on the street, they get a big head, watch it. This happened to two famous stars, and it's not funny. So you better keep your feet on the ground. In the early 1990s, in Los Angeles, at a grocery store, there was this lady with a baby screaming, and this older black lady, very sweet, goes in front of her and says, may I sing to your child a lullaby? She said, sure, if you want. So the lady sang. She said, thank you, and left. And another lady came rushing and said to the lady with the baby, do you know who she was? She says, no. That was Ella Fitzgerald. And the woman didn't know who she was. Another story. So that's why a lot of these people, they better put to the biggest names. This famous star is in Denmark, and she went to a discotheque for the young ones. A discotheque is a place where people used to dance. They don't have that anymore anyway. How can we have anybody under 21 here anyway? Otherwise, there'll be trouble here. They say, what in the hell is he doing? So, this lovely I come from this country, was asked by this handsome young man to dance. And when they got through, he took her back to the seat. And this lady with a wonderful sense of humor, you know, she said to her people at the table, can you imagine? He doesn't know who I am. That was Judy Garland. Then she says, on Mercury, to make it worse, I go to the airport and a lady recognizes me. She says, honey, this is Dorothy. And the lady said, but the daughter looks so disappointed. I wish I could just pick out from my purse 2 pigtails and put it on. Because the girl says, Judy Garland? What do you want? You know, Judy look like Dorothy. So it's to show you that. So I didn't want to go into oblivion. So when I had a chance to put the show together, I said, I'm going to bring my friend back so he can do a comeback and sing tonight. And I can enjoy him because every time I do a tribute, everybody's dead. So I want to do a tribute when they're alive. That's why you should sponsor. And when I do a show next month about my Finocchio memoirs, which I'm going to sing some of the beautiful songs I sang in French, Spanish, and English, different DVDs of his, and other performers, please come so I won't have an empty theater. Because it's a very wonderful show. I think you're going to enjoy it.
She must tell him the date.
Oh yes, when they go outside, September
September the 18th.
18th, and Jake, who's a wife attendant, he said, I said, when they go out, you grab them, make them buy a ticket. At least I know we'll have a nice crowd. So if you like me, just get your ticket. You know,
we have a special gift for you and Mr. Cummings, David.
Oh.
Would you like to see what that is?
Yes.
All right.
Well, I need a gift. I haven't had a gift for a long time. What happened? Boy, his birthday was last week, and I sang for him a song in Spanish.
Well, just sit tight and we'll see what it is.
Oh my
Okay?
God, I've been surprised for a long time.
And to think that I am in my third act of life.
I am 2.5.
Reflecting
I hope you're
that.
enjoying the show. Transgender form is gender behavior. You can find it on the internet at www.tgforum.com. Anyone who identifies with any part of transgender spectrum is welcome at TG Forum. Part of the TG Forum mission is to teach transgender history and pass it on to the younger generations. To that end, TG Forum has established the Gallery of Grace to showcase the top female impersonators of the 20th century. 2 of those greats stand upon the stage tonight. Although they were both inducted into the Gallery of Greats several years ago, TG Forum has asked me to recognize their induction into the gallery. On behalf of TG Forum, I'm honored to present these 2 certificates to 2 of the greats, David Alba and Paul Lavern Cummings. Congratulations.
I should do like Alfred Hitchcock when he got his Oscar. He just went like this. He was afraid somebody wanted to steal it.
You know, Finocchio's didn't really start to what? 1938? And then, of course, the jewel box was...
I wasn't born yet.
No, it was...
My familia was right there, 100 years old. No.
Yeah. Time marches on.
Hey,
You know,
remember Carol Wallace, our MC? This was funny. Gorgeous Carol Wallace. When he was 20, he used a technique. He would say to people, I have been in show business for 35 years. We was about 20. So people would say, how can that flawless face be 35 years old? But now, time passes by, and Carol Wallace is working at Finocchio's, and Russell Reed, which I'll speak about him in my show next September, he says he wanted to be very elegant to be, he would say, Mr. de Alba. Yes, Russell. Carol Wallace was a beauty in her time. He was 300 pounds. Russell Reed. Carol Wallace was a beauty in her time, and she used to tell people, I'm older than she was. But now, when Carol Wallace, who is old, says to people, I have been in show business for 50 years, he looks it. I said, but don't you tell him that. So he heard that. So Carol Wallace got a facelift. I said, why you should do a facelift? Because he wore this wig that was glue on here, here, and here. So he would pick up, and he looked perfect. But then when he took the wig off, the face came down. So he called to Russell Reed. He had a dog because he wants to look pretty as a boy, Russell. Oh my God. So many stories and so little time. I want to tell these people so they know about these wonderful kids. Or when I do a costume change, I want them to play a movie that he was part of called Golden Gate Murders. And after the movie Flip, he'll tell you the story. Girl. I said, you should come when you're alive so we can give you a tribute here. Oh yes, I will. I said, when? So anyway, so Jeannie, I don't know why I was riding in the car with her. She says, David, I don't know why you gave Lavern such a long introduction. Before I forget, so Jeannie, Renee Cow's wife, she says, you gave Lavern an introduction that went on and on and on. I said, well, honey, he made a movie, and Renee's darling, but he hasn't made a movie. Yes, but she loved her husband. My husband is an international dancing star. So I said, okay. So next day, I gave Renee a long introduction, and then she says, oh, that was too long, make a shorter. So I said, okay, so Jeannie, Renee Cow's wife, she says, you gave Lavern an introduction that went on and on and on. I said, well, honey, he made a movie, and Renee's darling, but he hasn't made a movie. Yes, but she loved her husband. My husband is an international dancing star. So I said, okay. So next day, I gave Renee a long introduction, and then she says, oh, that was too long, make a shorter. Next time I said,
I saw that on European television just not long ago.
Things always in life is a valley of tears. I'm told we ran out over time. There's so much we are supposed to do, another song, and more clips, but there's other shows that follow us. So I'm going to your permission to do this. And we had to do a comeback performance because, you know, I cannot condense this show so short. We want to do a song, and I was going to do this here. I'll do this for you together. I am what I am. I am my own special creation. So come, take a look. Give me the hook or the ovation. It's my world. And it's my world. Smile though your heart is aching. Smile even though it's breaking. When there's a cloud in the sky, you'll get by. If you smile through your feet on sorrow, smile, and maybe tomorrow the sun will come shining through for you. Light up your face with gladness. Hide every trace of sadness, although a tear may be ever so near. That's the time you must keep on trying. Smile, what's the use of crying? You'll find that life is still worthwhile if you just smile. You see, we haven't rehearsed very much. You know, he said, okay, I know what's coming. You'll come out. That's what happened at Finocchio's. And Carol Wallace, thank God for, oh, he is there. Let me get away. This is his mic. So he had the stage. Oh, my God.
Way back in the archives for a song that I used to do as Lavern. And I had recorded a few things in the studio. A lot of things are recorded in the club at Finocchio's, but there was background noise and they weren't as clear, you know, and as good. But we found this song from a film, Clue, a film, way back, I believe it was in the 50s, 58. It's from a film called Houseboat, which starred Cary Grant, Sylvia Loren, and it was kind of an ongoing theme. And so we'd like to present it to you at this time, as it was not set up yet, is it? There it is! You're near, that moment's here, I'm almost in your arms. Tonight, the mood is right, I'm almost in your arms. One sigh, one word and I will rush to your embrace. Say that certain word, sigh that certain sigh, and with all my heart to your arms I'll fly and scream. Now we are changed by things that seem so small. One look can write a book, one touch can say it all. We've known those nights alone, and now we've found our way. I'm almost in your arms, almost in your arms, nearly in your arms, I'm almost in your arms.
You're near that moment here, I'm almost in your arms.
Sing it, Lavern.
Tonight the mood is right, I'm almost in your arms. One sigh, one word and I will rush to your embrace. Say that certain word, sigh that certain sigh, and with all my heart to your arms I'll fly. Dreams how we are changed by things that seem so small. One look and write a book, one touch can say it all. We've known those nights alone, and now we've found our way.
I'm almost in your arms, almost in your arms, nearly in your arms, I'm almost in your arms, I'm almost in your arms today. Thank you, we thank you. You dug that one back, but it was a great tune. You know, David has always been a good friend. We've known each other for many years. As he mentioned earlier, my birthday last week, we were talking on the phone, and he sang happy birthday in Spanish. And it was very touching. But be that as it may, did you know that David is bilingual? He does songs in many languages and has had a great career and still going. A lot of impersonators, of course, have passed on, and those that are still with us and active are doing a great job. Ladies and gentlemen, my friend, David Alba.
Am I having joy? Yes. This given song for my friend Jessica, wherever you are, and to those of you who speak Spanish, I dedicate this song to you. My friend Olga Jerez, that was her here in Cuba. I wish we could have a curtain of cheese. Ya te borré del corazón, ya para siempre. Ya te borré de mi existir completamente. Ya me cansé de tanto llanto y sufrimiento. Y ya no ves como sin ti sigo viviendo. Ya no tendrás que por mi amor seguir fingiendo. Puedes robar a otra infeliz sus sentimientos. En mí no habrá ya para ti ni un pensamiento de pena, de rencor, pero cuánto lo siento. This song is in English. I am sorry. Ya te borré del corazón, ya para siempre. Ya te borré de mi existir completamente. Ya me cansé de tanto llanto y sufrimiento. Y ya lo ves, como sin ti sigo viviendo. Ya no tendrás que por mi amor seguir fingiendo. Puedes robar a otra infeliz su sentimiento. En mí no habrá ya para ti ni un pensamiento de pena o de rencor, pero cuánto lo siento. Oh my God, I drink some water here. Oh, I'm not 30 anymore. Now for the playmate. I hope I remember it. I never done this song publicly. I hope I remember the words. If not, we can take another take. May singing to her little son, about the son, nephew. Where's the boy with a bugle? My little love, who was always my big romance. Where's the boy with a bugle? And why did I never buy him those damn long pants? Did he need a stronger hand? Did he need a lighter touch? Was I soft or was I tough? Did I give enough? Did I give too much? At the moment when he needed me, did I ever turn away? Would I be there when he called? If he walked into my life today, were his days a little dull? were his nights a little wild? Did I overstress my plan? Did I stress the man and forget the child? But there must have been a million things that my heart forgot to say. Would I be there when he called, if he walked into my life today? Should I blame the times I pampered him, or blame the times I bossed him? What a shame, I never really found the boy before I lost him. Were the years a little fast? Was this world a little free? Was there too much of a crowd, all too lush and loud, and not enough of me? So I'll ask myself my whole life long, what went wrong along the way? Be there when he called, if he walked into my life today, if that boy with a real gun walked into my life today. And I was better when I was 30, dear. And I look prettier. I look so hard. I look, you look ready to fly. And my voice. I paid a lot of money for some shots on my face this month to look nice with hormone. No, the hormone, just a few fillers.
You might want to wait and let them get out so you don't fall down. Wait and let them get
Yeah, let's just hold on for a second. Maybe Jessica can say hello. I should have had that.
Are you still filming?
Yeah, smile.
There you go.
Why don't we just hold on, Jessica?
DVDs.
Oh, okay.
All set and ready to go.
All right.
All right.
Have a nice night.
Thank you.
Okay.
Sir, are you going front?
What's that? Yeah. Yeah, I've got to go over to the rehearsal room. I've got like 40 people.
A chance for them to meet.